Throughout his entire life, he was met with tragedy after tragedy, bragging to the undercover informant. He boasted about taking down a big guy, making it sound like he was creating his own business line and running his own company. From the wiretap, it seemed he was trying to build a reputation, likely exaggerating. This tape was supported by much of the evidence found in the case. The prosecution's star witness, Gil, was crucial. Despite being a liar and profiteer, he knew he'd done wrong and wanted to tell the truth to the jury. He testified that he got involved because he needed money, with the security business suffering due to COVID, and he had a family to support. Perhaps the most impactful part of the prosecution's case was when they played footage of Bill and Holly being shot. The courtroom fell silent as everyone watched the horrifying video. It was rare to have audio from an actual kidnapping and murder. Prosecutors also played another key piece of audio evidence, an undercover tape of Brian Brockway discussing Holly's killing. The recording confirmed that Holly was alive and terrified when they reached the dump site. Brockway said Adam was the one who shot Holly to death, earning his respect for finishing the job.
Some of the problems that we ran into last time is we had to take them at the same time, dude. She wound up still breathing. He finished it in the back seat. And he got my respect. I totally got my respect for that. Yeah, a lot of guys with females, yeah, you'll probably.
For Buick, we want you to feel really special. We want the driver to really feel like we...
Next, the prosecutors planned to show Eric Maughan's reaction to the chilling shots and screams during his interrogation with FBI Special Agent David Somm, emphasizing the gravity of the situation. The defense, however, tried to discredit Gil Peled, claiming he lied to save himself and received a favorable sentencing deal for his testimony. They agreed that Gil couldn't be trusted, highlighting his deceit about being a former Israeli intelligence agent and initially downplaying his role in the murder-for-hire plot. Chad Brockway, Brian's brother, testified that Gil had lied to him from the start, saying the case involved a client whose daughter was a victim of sex trafficking. This wasn't the case, as revealed by the indictment. The defense also tried to suggest other explanations for the murders, including implicating Holly's clients. They aimed to cast doubt on Eric Maughan's involvement, pointing out that the lack of a clear admission of guilt in the undercover call. In their closing arguments, the defense emphasized that star witness Gil benefited the most, receiving $905,000. Despite their efforts, the prosecution's evidence was strong. Given the severity of their crimes, all three criminals are facing mandatory life sentences and will have separate hearings later in 2024. Attorneys for Adam and Brian had declined to comment, while Eric's legal team intended to seek an appeal on the verdict. Detective Cuthbertson expressed relief that investigators were able to bring the perpetrators to justice. However, he also acknowledged that there was still no way to fill the void left by the murders. Before we end this video, we want to express our heartfelt condolences to Holly and Bill's families and loved ones. Both Holly and William's families didn't deserve this tragedy and this trauma of having their loved ones being killed the way they were killed. Bill was a guy that tried to push through everything. Throughout his entire life, he was met with tragedy after tragedy. If you take Bill's close circle, it was always filled with laughter and life.
I grew up in Clarksville, Tennessee, and known Bill since he was probably 6 or 7 years old. Went to elementary and middle and high school together. He's always been a staple of Nashville since I can remember.
Living here, people go down to Broadway, Midtown, Gulch area, and Bill was always out in that scene too, and he loved it.
Meanwhile, Holly was a victim of circumstance. The evidence presented at the trial indicated that Holly didn't know anything about the extortion plan. Many people see Holly Williams as a woman who was repeatedly victimized and ultimately met a tragic end. Do you think Bill was managing Holly's finances and used that information to blackmail someone? Or did he hack into her phone without her knowledge, uncovering secrets that led to their demise? What do you think the truth really is here? We'd love to hear from you. Your insights help us to